Hello everyone, this is Tim with Golden State HR, and today we are breaking down everyone's favorite subject, payroll tax. Before we jump in, this video is meant for HR and other admin professionals who are responsible for processing payroll, or at least for explaining it, and who want to gain a better understanding of how payroll tax is calculated at the employee level so they can answer questions from staff members. I want to be clear that I am not a tax expert or accountant, but have been in HR and processing payroll for over a decade. If you need specific tax advice, I recommend consulting a certified tax professional. I know that for most of us, when an employee asks us a question about the taxes withheld from their check, our automatic response is to direct them to their tax preparer or the IRS. But if we're being honest, most of us don't know the answer to their questions either, and that's just a good way to hide it. This video will give you enough info to answer at least some of those basic questions before you do send the rest to another resource. Now, to keep things simple, we are only going over U.S. federal payroll taxes, income, Social Security, and Medicare, but most payroll taxes at the state level will be similar to one of these. Let's start with income tax. As most of us know, the U.S. has a progressive tax structure, which means that as you earn more, the percentage at which you're taxed increases. The part that confuses people is that your income is taxed by tiers and not as a whole. The IRS defines these tiers, known as tax brackets, every year, so be sure to refer to the current relevant tax bracket. For example, an individual who makes $60,000 will have their first $11,925 taxed at 10%. Everything from $11,926 to $48,475 is taxed at 12%, and only what they earn from $48,476 and above is taxed at 22%. The tax brackets continue beyond that, but you get the picture. I find that income tax makes sense to most people at this point, but it is common for some employees to get confused when they get a raise, but their net pay doesn't increase as much as they were expecting. This is typically caused when that raise pushes their earnings from the top of one bracket into the next, resulting in their raise being taxed at a higher rate than they're used to. Next, let's look at Social Security tax. Unlike income tax, Social Security tax is a flat 6.2% no matter how much you make. A key difference, though, is that there is a limit to how much employees contribute towards Social Security each year. That limit is currently just under $11,000, after which employees should not have any more money withheld for Social Security. And while very few employees ever notice when they stop paying into Social Security, that limit resets each January, so every year you will probably receive questions from your higher earning employees who had the tax stop sometime the prior year, but start again with their first paycheck of the new year. Finally, let's talk about Medicare tax. All employees contribute 1.45% of their taxable income towards Medicare. However, Medicare also has a consideration for high-income employees similar to Social Security, but unlike Social Security, that consideration triggers an additional tax for employees earning $200,000 and above. You will often see this tax listed as Medicare High or Med High on a pay stub, and currently those employees will pay an additional 0.9% tax. This limit also resets each January, so you will probably have employees ask you why this additional tax suddenly appeared mid-year. One important thing to note is that a good payroll system will keep track of those income limits and apply the appropriate taxes automatically. If your current system doesn't do that, save yourself the hassle and check out my friends at Paylocity. I have used several payroll systems in my career, and Paylocity is by far my favorite. And if you're tired of processing payroll on your own, check us out at Golden State HR, where we offer payroll management services as well as a full range of human resources support. You have a lot to do when it comes to managing your business. Let us save you time while offering you the peace of mind that comes from our expert support. And we'll talk to you soon.